Today we're going to talk about scientific notation, which is a shortcut for scientists and mathematicians and high school students to use when we want to work with really large or really small numbers. We're going to use our calculators a lot today.
Did you say today's 21st?
Yes. So, let's jump right to our calculator and get some number crunching going on here. We'll talk about maybe some shortcuts that we can find. Our first problem is 2.3 times 10 to the fourth power. Thank you. So we just type it in, nothing new there, and it gives us our answer. Our next problem, letter B, has the 2.3 times 10 to the 6th, so I'm just going to kind of cheat and not retype the whole thing. Do a second enter, change that exponent. And then get my answer. And then our last equation. Anybody have a clue as to what we're going to do with that negative exponent? Yes, be sure you're using the white negative button, not the subtract button, okay? Your calculator recognizes them as two different things.
That's crazy.
What happened to our number? How come our answer has a decimal going on there? Go ahead, talk to me.
When you're going to a negative power, is that like dividing? Because 2.3, yeah, you go to the other side.
You go to the left, okay?
Right.
Yep.
Back.
Okay, so we move to the left because we're actually multiplying by a small number. So let's talk about the math that's going on here. This decimal here is going to move this many places to the right when it's a positive exponent. So we had a 2.3, it's going to go one place, which makes it a 23. And then we need to go three more. And I call them schloopies. Schloopy. It's a very official math term that you'll never hear anywhere else. So my one decimal point made it into a 23, and then I needed three more. So I simply add zeros where I need to.
I got you.
Okay? So you can do these without a calculator. It's just a matter of moving that decimal point. Yes?
What do we do?
Okay. So I'm going to jump over here to letter C. My decimal point is between the 2 and the 3. Times 10 to the negative 3 tells me to move my decimal 3 places to the left. Left meaning negative, right being positive. So one place covers my 2, and then I have 2 empty schloopies to make my 3
How do you know
moves.
which way to move it?
Left is negative, right is positive.
Is Sloopy a technical term?
Just in my classroom, nowhere else in the world.
Left is negative, right is positive.
Yep,
How do you know how many times to move it?
the number tells you.
Okay.
So what patterns do we see? Is there any kind of a connection between this exponent and this number? What do you see? What do you see?
You go over and make the 23. Wait, no, never mind.
Okay.
I'm out.
Okay. Oh, I'm back. Okay, I'm ready for you.
You go, many, the exponent, you go to the whichever direction you have to.
Right.
Many times.
Okay?
Like before you go over 4
Yep.
places.
So the exponent tells you how many to move and the direction. So left or right and however many. So in letter A, it says to move 4 places. How come I don't have 4 zeros?
Because you're at
Because you already have
2.3, you want to,
Okay, one of my moves, one of my 4 moves was taken up by that 3. So that's why there's not 4 zeros. Could there be 4 zeros?
If you really want.
Yes, there could be. Yes, there could be.
If the number was just 23.
Right, yep, yep. If the decimal was already at the right-hand side. Letter E, what do you expect 2.3 times 10 to the negative 4th is going to be equal to? Go ahead, try it on your calculator.
there's a negative sign there.
Okay, so here
So-
in letter E, we have a problem when we go to our calculator. It doesn't give us anything different than what we see on this paper. So we have to do some math. We're going to take our decimal point, and it tells us to move 4 left. So 1 shaloopy takes care of the 2, and then we have to go 3 more places. 1, 2, 3. And those are going to get filled in with zeros. So it's choice 4 is our correct answer. So the question asks, how come? Why does this remain in our calculator? Why doesn't it give us the .00023 thing?
Is it because,
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Okay.
Like there's too many zeros, so it's easier to put E and then 0.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. If you look at our box, we have 3 different ways
Then the
to write
exponent
this
tells you
same
how many
number.
zeros.
And that E that you see represented on your calculator,
Error because there's so many zeros.
it's not an error, okay?
Exponent.
Nope, it's not an error. We're gonna move into scientific mode, work with like engineer kind of numbers, okay? Scientist kind of numbers. So instead of times 10, they even shrunk that down, gave that a shortcut, and made it just the letter E. We are gonna do that on our calculators. Yeah, you can do it on your homework. Ready? Let's move into scientific mode on our calculators. So is your calculator on? Great. Right here, we're going to push the mode button. We're going to slide over 1 to sci
Hold on. Mode.
and push enter.
Mode.
That's it. You've just become a scientist.
You just take it off
Congratulations.
degree.
Where's my degree?
Yep. Oh, the
No.
degrees are the other one.
Hold on. We're on different ones.
so funny. Right here, Alex, you need to be on science right up here at the top.
I am.
You gotta turn
Push
degree
enter.
mode off.
Degree mode or radian mode doesn't matter when you're a scientist. Go
So we
ahead.
can,
Okay.
Hold
So,
on. This
let's
is-
go to our handy dandy calculators and do some of this. If we type in this beautiful number for the distance that between the Earth and the Sun. So that's 9,296. 1, 2, 3, 4. And push enter. Now that we're in science mode, it will give us our scientific notation, our E.
So can we write the E?
Yeah, you're gonna write it just like it says right here on your calculator, 9.296E7. That's it, it's done. I know what that number is.
How does it know to?
We moved it into scientific mode.
Oh, so.
So things are smarter, different ways now.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
So you just did that for the heck of it?
And kind of
That's
awesome at the
crazy.
same time. So same thing can happen now. How do we type in 300 million?
3 zeros.
300,
You mean 9 zeros or 0 zeros?
there'll be 8, because million has 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more zeros.
How many zeros are we doing?
There should be a total of 8 zeros. 2 for the 300 part.
3
And then
E8.
six
What's
more.
the E stand for, you said?
E stands for the times 10 thing. We just sort of shortcutted that out and made it an E.
That's easy.
That's what we came up with as well this morning. Same thing can happen when we have this beautiful small number, the particle of dust. I believe there's 9 zeros here. Yep. And your calculator will tell you that number as well in scientific notation.
So we're gonna start having answers like that?
Just for today, this is sort of a one-hit wonder. We don't really, I mean, we see it again a few places, but nothing, we don't have to spend any significant time on it. You will see it again though, probably in biology and earth science. For sure in earth science. To the back. Or the back.
Back?
Okay. They would like us to write these without scientific notation. So if you're given a number in scientific notation, you want it in sort of regular numberness, you can move your calculator back into normal mode and then type in 2.57. Let me show you real quick where to get the E. Can I have you please?
Wait, how do I go back and,
You go to mode
what is the
and
other
select
one?
normal.
Oh, okay.
Can I have you please? I need your eyes to show you how to get the E. Thank you. The E is right here above your comma. Somebody say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. So second comma gets you that E, and then you're just going to type in the number 8. And now that we're in normal mode again, it will give us the value in normal.
So if we typed in the answer we just got, it would come up with what we put in.
If you go back to scientific notation on your mode, it'll take you back to the E to the whatever, okay? You have to tell the calculator which way you want to see the number. Okay? Now, you're going to run into a problem because at some point your calculator doesn't have enough space on the display.
So you gotta,
So it'll automatically dump to scientific notation if there's not enough space. And then you have to do the math that you've known for your whole life. Okay, maybe not your whole life, but most recently in life. Yeah.
trust me, she will.
Oh, Lord.
Did I read my exponents properly? Oh, I did. Good. All right, so we can do stuff within scientific notation. We can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Let's move on to number 4. Jean wants to evaluate this beautiful quotient. What should her answer be? What is this thing divided by itself worth? Go ahead.
It's
Should
Z.
be 1 E and then 2.
It should be 1. Whether we put the E 10 to the 0 or not, that's fine. It's a little tricky to see, whoops, 1E 0. Might look a little funky. Kind of looks like EI-EIO is going on there. What did Jean get though? This is what she typed in her calculator. What answer did her calculator give her?
The wrong one because it made it like, so it should have been in parentheses and then 5.
Okay, great. Jean got an answer of 10. That's what 1E10 means. And you're right, Bryce, she needed parentheses here and there. So we're going to type that into our calculator. I am not going to do the times 10E or times 10 raised to the 5th thing. I'm going to use the E. I think it just saves, a couple extra buttons that you're pushing. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do 2.5, go get my E, close those parentheses, divided by, what?
Why are you putting it in parentheses?
I need to take all of the stuff on top and divide it by all the stuff on the bottom. So the parentheses allow me to group that together.
Oh, okay.
So the calculator knows that keep all this together, then keep all that together.
Where are you?
Now it's 1.
It should be,
Ah,
correct.
wait. Why couldn't you just not put that in your calculator? Cause
You're right, but down here, number 5, we're gonna fool around a little bit with some of this scientific notation, so we thought we'd stick with an easy one that sort of made sense before we got into something that was a little bit funkier,
it's,
okay? So, does our calculator get the correct answer now?
So,
Yes.
how do we know when we're supposed to switch it?
Depends on the kind of answer you're looking for. If you want the answer in scientific notation every single time, put it in scientific mode. If you want your answer to possibly be scientific, if it's too small or big, you can just be in normal mode. Let's do number, this one you're just gonna have to move it over and hit the zeros. Letter A. I'm gonna use my parentheses and I'm gonna use the E thing. Divided by? And we want this in scientific notation, so I should have changed to scientific mode, and I didn't. But I can do that real quick.
Will it switch your answer to
It will if you,
press second enter?
yep, retype it.
Well, couldn't you kind of just do that one yourself? Since like,
Yes, once you got the 40,000 answer, I hope you could rewrite it in scientific notation on your own, yes. But just in case you were feeling lazy or whatever.
which one is that?
This is letter A. It'll work with multiplication as well.
well, it's multiplication, that's probably why.
Oops, so what did I do wrong? Oh, yep, that's what I did wrong. And again, it wants scientific notation answer. Letter C, the distance from the Earth to the Sun is that. The distance from Mars to the Sun is that. How many miles farther from the Sun is Mars than the Earth?
What?
We're going to add, subtract, multiply, divide.
Add.
We're going to know how much farther.
Add.
So we're
Subtract.
not going to add or multiply.
Divide.
Okay, all right.
Start the first one from the second.
So let's see what we got. Is that what you got? And number 6, population density of a region is the number of people per means divide square mile. This one comes up on your homework, so pay attention please. Number of people per square mile, so people divided by square miles. The Earth's population is this number, and the land in square miles is this number. What is the population density? So we need people divided by the square miles. So So to our handy dandy calculator we go. Everybody agree with my number?
Sure.
Hard to have. Point one per person.
It is. It is difficult to have part of a person.
Well, maybe the standard on the line that divides.
So this is in E2, so that means if I wanted to know what number it is, we have 112 people for every square mile. Roughly. 112 people for every square mile.
Is that what? Kinda.
I don't know. Probably it's not too bad. I don't know.
How much is, never mind, that was a dumb question, I was gonna say how much is Scion.